Hello guys, welcome back to CloudRaga. So in this video we will see how to inject objects. So far what we were injecting some int type, some string types. And yeah, it's possible that you can have some other types as well like boolean, float, double, but these are primitives. What about objects? So we have to create a scenario. Let's suppose I have a class. Mm, let's call this customer class. And this customer class we have some you know some kind of object. Let's say I'm going to create it's going to have object, so I will create one more class. Let's call this credit card or cards. Let's say card, and this card will be used here as object. So I'm going to use it like private card and the card type. So what we are saying here, that this card object is injected or connected in this thing we have here has a relationship. Customer has a card, so what we are achieving has a relationship. So but that's a different thing. Here we are, what we are trying to do, once we have int or string we can easily do the mapping inside XML file. What if we have objects? So again, for the simplicity, I'm not going to add multiple fields, just one field, and later we will enhance it. Even not a one shot, I'll write a perfect code, later I'll enhance it. But for now, let's create this example, and for further, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to create a new class, like customer. Oops, it's going to be customer. So customer class, let's update this. Done. And let's create one more class, new. Okay, and let's call this card class. And this class will have, let's say, just two fields, private string, like what's the type of card, that's like master, visa, or whatever. And one more field we will use like int, let's say expiry. Okay, just two things. So I'll just give it in digits like 1 month or 1 year, whatever you can think of. Just want to make it simple. So we have this class ready, and accordingly we will create its getter setters. Yeah, we are going to use getter setters for injecting things. Done. So we have two strings class ready, method ready, sorry. Now we will inject this. So private card from here gets injected. Okay, let's create its getter setters as well. To string plus getter setters. Okay, and done. So our both Pojo classes are ready. First is customer class, which has certain fields, which is actually a object type. There it is. And next is a card class, which has these properties. Idea is I want to inject this card into customer object. So how to do that? That we have to figure out. So for now, let's suppose we don't know the actual way, like the perfect way to implement this thing. So we will do this in this way, that like we at least know how to create objects. So we have two different Pojo classes. So I have to create two different bean, mapping for different Pojo class. So for card class, I will create a different bean. For customer, I have to create a different bean. Okay, so to make it more, separate from previous implementation, I'll create a different Excel file. But for other things, or how to do that, let's do this again. So srcm resources, right click, new, and pick a file, and let's call this spring core, and I'll call this object injection. Again, it's just up to us whatever you want to call it, because we are learning here, so just calling some weird names, but that's fine. In real projects we don't do this thing. But okay, spring core object injection, and that's done. So at least it gives you a purpose. What's the file purpose here? And I need certain things from the previous codes, like the bean, root tag, and the closing tag. Okay, so we are ready. So we have two Pojo classes, customer and card. Let's map them in XML file. So let's close this. Going back to new file, let's create bean for card class first. So let bean, let's say ID, some ID will go there, then have a class, and we will give the field. So I'm going to call this card A, and here we have to give the fully qualified name. Copy it, going back to here, okay, wrong place, paste it, .card, done. So this will create instance of that bean, or Pojo class gets converted into bean class through this. We have to initialize the fields. So here comes the property. We have two properties in this card class. One is type. Okay, I'll copy that. Going back, so name is type, and value, let's say it's a Visa card, and close the tag. Next property it has, that's uh, validity or expiry. It's expiry. So we'll give some numeric value. So name is expiry. We'll give a value, and let's say 5 months. I'm going to give this in a month. Like in 5 months, this card is expired. But of course, we are not going to write any logic on it, just for main purpose. Here it means 5 months. But definitely we are not going to write any logic on that. Okay, so we have completed our bean class. Next is bean for customer. So ID and the class, done. And then we can have customer here, then this thing, copy it, paste it, the package name and my class name, whose bean I have to create. So it's customer, done. Okay, it's done. So for primitive types, we know how it works. So it's property type and property expiry. That's from card class. So these are primitives, we can do that. But problem is here, card class has object type. So we have not learned that how to do that, but we have to figure out. But again, not now, maybe in next video. But for now, what we just did here for customer class, we just created its instance. So how it works, we'll create its tester file. Let's quickly do that. So I'll copy from previous implementation, but again I suggest don't copy paste like I'm doing. I'm just saving some time so we can focus on the more code. So it's going to be object injection tester. Okay, so here it is, object injection tester. This is our XML file. Let's copy the name, let's update it here to this class path, XML configuration. So SpringCore object injection is done, and no more animal. We are getting application context dot, let's say, get bean. Here I'll pass card. This gives me card object. So card goes here, here, and we have to typecast it. So card, done. Let's call its toString method by just calling its reference. So card. Let's see the output. So right click, run as application, and we are getting type visa and expiry is 5. Okay, great. It's the same thing we have done so far. It's a setter injection. What about object of customer? So let's do circle in application context, get the bean, and this time I'll give customer. It's here. Let's throw this object into customer object. Customer, done. Customer equals, and let's cast it customer type, and then this out, we'll press customer, and done. Now what happens, let's see. So right click, run as application. So object is created, but it's giving us card equals to none because we have not initialized its field like we have done here. Its type expiry, and type name is here, type name is your expiry, and these are primitive types, so these were initialized, but we have not done any initialization for its field. Why? Because we are not sure how to do this for object type. So we will figure out in next video, so stay tuned in. Let's meet in next video. Bye bye.